Did you know that Yemen is moving toward the emergence of two separate states, following a path dangerously similar to the breakup of Yugoslavia? Welcome. In this analysis, we focus on the newly escalating tension between Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates on Yemeni territory. By examining the events that unfolded over the past days, we aim to understand where Yemen is heading and what new direction the conflict has taken. This episode explores Saudi Arabia's official statement, the growing threat to regional security, the Yemeni government's request, Emirati pressure, the airstrike on Mukalla, the role of the Southern Transitional Council, the failure of diplomatic efforts, Riyadh's strongest warning yet, and the Emirati response. Yemen is a country exhausted by war, yet still trapped in an intense political and military struggle driven by regional powers. On Tuesday, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia formally called on the United Arab Emirates to respond positively to a request from the Republic of Yemen, demanding the complete withdrawal of all Emirati forces from Yemeni territory within 24 hours. This demand did not emerge suddenly. It followed a steady escalation of tensions linked to Emirati-backed military movements near Saudi Arabia's southern borders, particularly in the regions of Hadramaut and Al-Mara. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued an unusually strong statement expressing deep frustration over what it described as actions taken by a brotherly state, the United Arab Emirates, which allegedly pressured Southern Transitional Council forces to conduct military operations near Saudi borders. Riyadh made it clear that these actions constituted a direct threat to Saudi national security and seriously undermined both Yemen's stability and the core objectives of the Arab coalition. According to the Saudi statement, these Emirati-backed actions were characterized as extremely dangerous, inconsistent with coalition principles, and directly contradicting the mission under which the coalition was formed, the restoration of Yemen's legitimate government. Saudi Arabia emphasized that the coalition was never intended to enable internal fragmentation or to support armed groups undermining state authority. Riyadh reiterated the importance of the UAE complying with Yemen's official request by withdrawing all its forces within 24 hours and halting any form of military or financial support to armed factions inside Yemen. Saudi officials warned that continued interference would only deepen the conflict and endanger Yemen's future as a unified state. The situation escalated dramatically after Saudi forces carried out airstrikes on a port in Mukalla, southern Yemen. The strikes targeted advanced weapons, armored vehicles, and communication equipment. Saudi Arabia stated that these supplies had entered Yemen with Emirati backing and were intended for Southern Transitional Council forces. This operation exposed a previously concealed dispute and brought Saudi-Emirati tensions into the open. At the heart of this conflict lies the Southern Transitional Council, an armed political entity seeking control over Yemen's southern regions. The STC aims to dominate Hadramaut, Al-Mahra, and Shabwa, while advancing a broader agenda of southern secession. In recent weeks, STC forces launched major offensives that led to direct clashes with troops loyal to Yemen's internationally recognized government, which is backed by Saudi Arabia. Prior to this escalation, Saudi Arabia pursued diplomatic channels, political pressure, and mediation efforts to persuade the STC to withdraw from seized territories and return control to the central government. These efforts failed, leading Riyadh to conclude that the situation had crossed a red line and could no longer be tolerated. Saudi Arabia later issued its strongest warning to date, declaring that Emirati-supported military operations near its southern borders posed a direct threat to national security and regional stability. Riyadh reaffirmed that such actions were dangerous, violated coalition principles, and fueled the ongoing Yemeni conflict. In response, the United Arab Emirates announced that it had begun withdrawing its remaining forces from Yemen, stating that the move followed an ultimatum from the Yemeni government. The UAE denied allegations of interference in Yemen's internal affairs. However, Saudi Arabia made it clear that partial withdrawal was insufficient and insisted that all direct and indirect support to armed groups must end. In conclusion, the growing rift between Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates over Yemen reflects a deep strategic divide regarding the country's future. Saudi Arabia seeks a unified and stable Yemen, while the UAE appears focused on securing strategic influence in southern Yemen and its vital maritime corridors. Without a comprehensive political solution grounded in dialogue, Yemen risks becoming a P